How you guys doing? Welcome to Sharpen Your Sword podcast, episode 24, guys. Pursuing your dream. Guys, like always, thank you so much for all the support, likes, shares, subscribes. That's what helps us get out there and get more viewers. And with more viewers, we can offer more value. We can reach a lot more audience like we want, okay? Our goal is to give as much value to as many people as possible. And without you guys, it is not possible. So today is episode 24, Pursuing Your Dream, guys. And I love this topic because I'm very obsessed with pursuing my dream. And we're going to condense this to 5 main steps on pursuing your dream, okay? Within these main steps, there's a lot of mini steps, okay? And we are going to go over that today. And like always, guys, I have the #1 co-host in the world, Giovanni Jimenez, and he's going to help me take you guys along on pursuing your dream. Welcome, Gio.
Hey, thank you for having me today. I'm excited to talk about these topics. You know, we always talk about it off camera, and we go on for hours and hours. So I'm excited for you guys to listen to this, and I just love talking about this. You know, and what's powerful about talking about success, and honestly, like, it's always the same thing. We talk about always the same thing, right? Yeah. But it's hearing it over and over and over till it just becomes engraved in your memory. So I'm excited to talk about this. I love talking about success. And so, we're going to talk about pursuing your dream and your dreams. And you just mentioned dreams. I remember you said that, you said this the other day. It was like, I think the place that has the most money in it is like the graveyard, because that's where all the dreams went to. All the people that had their dreams and they died, and that's where all the stuff is at. So something like that. I butchered it.
It's where the most value, something along the line where the most value is, that you find it in the graveyard with the biggest dreams and the biggest goals, you know?
Yeah. And so it's very sad to think about, like, every human being, like, we as humans, we think we're kind of unique. We think we're like the only ones that are dreaming and have these big aspirations. But everybody has a dream. Everybody, even from people working Subway, people that are professionals, everybody has these dreams, you know? But for the majority of people, they never achieved their dreams, you know? They died, but they had dreams and they had them in their head. And so that's what we're going to talk about today, is how to manifest these dreams into reality, you know? Like Conor McGregor said, this is what I dreamed into reality, you know? So manifesting this, you know? So obviously everybody has these dreams in their head, but they can't put them into bring them into this physical world. You know, they stay in their mind. And so these are the steps we'll talk about. So step #1 is knowing your dream. What is your dream? Why is it important to know your dream and really understand it, not just have it in your mind? You know, because obviously everyone has the dream in their mind. Like, stereotypical dream is, I got a big house, it's luxurious, I got money, I'm stunting on people, and people want to be like me, you know, I got a beautiful spouse, kids. You know, kind of like the stereotypical, people imagine a big house, luxury cars, and I don't look at the ticket, I just pay, right?
Yeah.
But why is it important to really see this dream, you know, and understand this dream?
Yeah. I think before we even get to that point, we have to understand, like you said, we talk about hours on end about this, and it's always usually the same stuff. We just go in, you know, we use our imagination, we get hyped up. I know I get very hyped up, but like, before we even get to why we need to know our dream, right? And I didn't know that early on, is why does this matter? Why does it matter to pursue your dream? Why does it matter to work day in and day out to achieve your dream? Okay. Now, this is the first part, I believe. Before is, why did I pick my dream? Before, I used to think, why did I pick this dream? So most people pick their dreams. The sad reality is, well, why do you think, first of all, why do people pick their dreams?
I think maybe societal pressures or family pressure.
You know, that's one of the biggest reasons, is the pressure of society and family, and it's and friends. It may not be like pressure of like trying to their friends and family or society's putting pressure on them. But it's more of the like, in order for me to fit in, I need to have, a beautiful girl. I need to have a house, a big house. I need to have 3, 4, 5 cars. I need to have, the newest iPhone. It's more like status. Materialistic things give me the pleasure and happiness.
Yeah.
That's what most people's dreams are for. So before we even get to that part, let's talk about why is it important to pursue your dream. Okay. And this is me. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a professional doctor. Okay. This is just me from interacting with thousands of people over the last 10, 12 years of working. Okay. I had the opportunity because of my work to talk to a lot of people. Okay. And a lot of people come and talk to me and they give me their problems and they tell me their problems and they pour their hearts out to me. It never made sense. But anyway, in that process, I started picking up a pattern from people. And it's always the same pattern. Okay. And it's always the same kind of mindset, kind of the same idea about their dreams or why they're depressed or why they're upset, why they're not happy. And it's, and I believe because it's a lack of pursuit of their dreams. I think that's why we face a lot of, that's part of it, not all of it, right? Is we're facing this depression. A lot of people are depressed. A lot of people have bad mental health, right? And for the guys and the ladies out there that are struggling with this, seek help, seek somebody. There's somebody that will help you, speak up. But I think that we're facing this issue because we don't understand why it's important to work to achieve our goals. Because when you're not working to achieve your goals, you don't believe in your goals. Mm-hmm. You don't believe in your dream. So for you, and I'm sure you heard it a lot, is a lot of people say, oh, just a dream.
Yeah.
So they don't believe that they can achieve it. So what the problem is with this is it sits in your head and like rots. Okay. And as this rots in your head, as you start believing less and less that you're going to achieve it, then I think your mental health gets worse and worse and your happiness gets less and less.
Yeah.
Because now the distance between your dream and you achieving it is getting bigger and bigger. As time passes, it gets bigger and bigger. Okay. And so this is why I think it's important to pursue your dream, because at least if you're pursuing it, if you convince yourself that to believe yourself you're going to achieve it and you do the work, then at least you're doing something to get one step closer. And if at least I'm getting one step closer to my dream, I think I'm going to achieve it. And if I think I'm going to achieve it, I'm going to be just a little bit happier than believing that, hey, I'm not going to do it. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So you're saying if you're not chasing your dream, right, or chasing what you want to do in life, mm-hmm. then you're basically not going to be living a fulfilling life.
Exactly.
And a fulfilling life leads to depression, right? Lack of satisfaction, which is very true. I've lived it. And the majority of people here in America especially are not fulfilled with their life. They might have a career. They might be making a lot of money. But you see it all the time. You see people, lawyers, doctors, mm-hmm. all these careers. They're making good money. God bless them, right? They're blessed. But they're just unhappy. Yep. They look elsewhere. Mm-hmm. Right. And would you say this comes down to the fact that they're not living the dream, or they're not living, like pursuing that dream that will fulfill their life?
I personally think this is why we're facing this issue.
Yeah.
It's because you're not pursuing what you truly want. And for me, like, I'm going to die trying than just go with the flow. Mm. For me, for me is, I'm going to work day and night to live life on my terms. Now, I know I believe in a higher power. I have faith. And I believe, some of this is written, but even in our book, it says you have to do your part. You have to do your work. You have to do your job. Okay. And I don't know when my day is going to come, mm-hmm. right? Maybe tomorrow, right? I do believe that I don't get to decide that part. I get to try to help being healthy and stuff. But I do believe we're given a set of circumstances, right? And I believe everybody's day comes at a certain point. But until that day comes, I'm going to live the way I want to live. And so, since I started living this way, I've been happier. You know, now people think it's because of money or whatever it is. It has nothing to do with the money. I think I'm happier because I'm working toward my dream, right? Anxiety. There's a famous quote Alex Hormozy said, and it was action alleviates anxiety. Okay, so when you get anxious and you're in your head and you're feeling bad, get up and go to work. And so imagine when you don't work toward those dreams for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. You're not working toward what's in your head. What are you thinking about when you wake up? I'm thinking about living on a ranch in Montana.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about being a jiu-jitsu black belt. I'm thinking about having a farm. I'm thinking about having horses. I'm thinking about having animals. I'm thinking about I get to hunt the deer season. If I want to take off 2 weeks for the rut, I get to take off 2 weeks for the rut, or 7 days. If I want to go hunt in the mountains of Montana or Idaho, Wyoming, I get to go do that, right? And so if I don't work to try to achieve that, to get me closer to that, that's only going to be a thought in my head. And that's all I think about every day, right? So if I don't work toward it, it's going to eat me up in my head because it's just a thought. And then that's why you see, I think, right? It's just me.
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor. This is why we have like what they call a midlife crisis.
Yep.
You know, you get to a point and you're like, oh shit, I'm 35, I'm 40 years old. What is midlife now?
Midlife, I think like 30 to 40.
You know, 30 to 40. Damn, I'm about to be 30 next year. But I think this is what happens with the midlife crisis. People say, I think I'm having a midlife crisis. I think it's the point of realization in your life where you realize like, oh shit, like I'm over the halfway point. And I haven't been living the way I want to live. I don't have the things I want to. I didn't go after what I wanted. Now regret sets in. And when the regret sets in, now your brain is eating you up. Your mind is eating you up. And I think that's why we see a very negative mindset.
Shit, that gave me chills thinking about it.
You know what I mean? And so this is the problem. And this is what I do not want to happen, right? And so I think this is why it's important. Like we have to start with why it's important to pursue your dream so we can prevent this. Now, you hear this all the time. Is in the pursuit, you will find some happiness, even if you don't achieve it. Because at least you know that you gave everything you can. At least you know you did the work day in and day out. You know, you didn't lie to yourself, or you didn't just sit there and think about it. Mm-hmm. When you sit there and think about anything, okay, when you have a test, when you're in high school or when you're in college, when you thought about the test, what happens?
You get anxiety?
You freak out. It got to a point, like this is bad, right? I don't recommend this to anybody. I just didn't care about a test, all right? School was not for me, okay? Mm-hmm. Thank God I finished, but it got to a point where like I don't care no more. So I didn't care, and people were like, we got a big test. I'm like, okay, you know? But that's when I started taking control of my mind. Now, that's not the best option if I'm trying to pass a class. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But if you sat there and thought about it, you're freaking out. I'm getting butterflies. I'm getting sick in my stomach. I'm stressing now. You know? None of that's going to help me. Yep. You know what I mean? None of that's going to help me. So I think this is what happens, but I don't think we've found a way to figure that out through clinical trials. And there probably is. I don't know. But
I'm sure they're probably going to throw a drug at you.
And that's the other problem, right? They throw a drug. They never tell you to go work out and they do all this, get sunshine, you know, or have a gratitude post or think about what you're grateful for. A gratitude exercise, you know, like this helps. It helps me. I did it. I try to do it every day now, you know, but I think this is why it's important before anything, why it's important to pursue your dreams.
100%. And I agree. If you do not pursue your dreams, you're not living a life where you want to pursue your dreams, you will start to compare. Like, damn, look at all these people. They look happy. I'm fucking miserable at this job. And all this stuff, right? Because deep down inside, you know you don't want to be where you're at, but you're not doing anything about it. And so it's killing you. And then you start making excuses, right? And it's everybody's fault. But at the end of the day, like, you decide. Like, at the end of the day, you're not pinned to be nowhere, you know? You're not pinned down to be in this place or that. And once you start living your dream life, right? You're in the path to the dream, not even when you get the dream. Because I think like they say, is it's all about the journey, not the destination. And I think that's very true. I think it's the journey that makes it fun.
Yeah.
You know, like journey to the black belt, like it's going through all the color belts that makes it fun. Now you're at the black belt, now it's a whole nother journey.
Yeah.
But I agree. I see it all the time. I saw it in myself. If you're not doing what you want to do, it just sucks, man. Like, what's the point, you know? Like, and it just sucks. I'm gonna just live, rinse, repeat. Yeah, temporary escapes, maybe abuse substances, maybe go on vacations. Like some people abuse substances, some people go on vacations. Some people may go to social events to kind of get that high from that. But come back Monday,
Back to reality.
back to reality. And then living for the weekend.
Yeah.
Now the weekend, there's this picture like this dude like is on a bike. Like he goes up the hill, comes down fast, now he has to climb all the way during the week. And just for the weekend comes so fast. Mm-hmm. But when you live in the life, man, it's you downhill the whole time, you know?
Yeah.
But that's awesome. The power of knowing your dream and living your path to your dream or living your dream. So obviously now you know your dream, right? Why that's the biggest. Let's emphasize, if you don't live your dream, bro, you're gonna be miserable. That's just the reality of it. You're miserable or you're complacent. And if you're complacent, deep down inside, you know it hurts you, you know?
And the problem is it doesn't just hurt you, right? The problem is it hurts everybody around you.
Dang.
This is the biggest problem, right? So,
Yeah.
like, okay, like it's you that's having a hard time, but when you start having a hard time, everybody around you starts having a hard time, or you start rubbing off your energy, right? Me personally, like, I'm good. I have a good like read on people with their energy. Like you can feel energy, right? Might sound crazy, but if you have bad energy, I want nothing to do with you. Like nothing to do. Like some people are like, damn, you're cold. Yeah, I am, I think. In that aspect, yeah. Because that rubs off on you. You know, you put a rotten fruit next to another one, the other one's gonna start rotting a lot faster. You know what I mean? So the problem with this is it rubs off. If you have a family, it rubs off on your wife, right? She sees that. It affects her. It affects the kids. It affects everybody involved, right? And that's why we see, I think, problems within families and society. It's part of it, right? And because this is not just from a man, this is man and woman. Because they both have their goals, they have their dreams. She got with this guy thinking that she didn't live her dreams. It's not going her way. She don't got the Louis Vuitton purse or, you know, the red bottom heels, you know. Or she's not going to the beach vacation with all the girls every summer. You know, all her girlfriends are going out every summer together. Mm-hmm. Whatever it is, you know. Or in a work setting, the guy that's not achieving his goals or his dreams, you know, he's the one that's always complaining and whining and bringing the team performance down because of complaining and whining, because he's getting lazy, he's complaining, he's whining. You don't think that's going to affect some other coworkers? Yeah. It's going to hit another coworker, and then it's going through another coworker, and then they all are in the same bunch, and then they can't achieve any stats. You know, they can't push the numbers. So, you know, it brings everybody down. And it starts with not pursuing what makes you happy. You know what I mean?
100%. 100%. It takes one bad apple, you know, to ruin the bunch. So now you have this dream in your head, right? Obviously you want to pursue it, right? You want it. But why do you want this dream? You know, is it because mom and dad have been grooming you since you were a kid that, hey, you should be a doctor, you should be a lawyer, you should be motherfucking this and that, right? Is it society? Do you look at like YouTubers, influencers, and you think it looks cool? And so you want to do that just because you think it's cool? Or do you want something because of the fame? Like you want, like the Kim Kardashian, all them people want the fame. Is it because you want the fame? Why is the reason, you know? Is it a good reason? Is it an honest reason? Like, hey, I want to help people. That's why I'm gonna make like a charity. Mm-hmm. So that's step number 2, is finding your why. But I think this is very underestimated, right? People be like, well, I want it. That's simple, bro. I want it. It's that simple. was not that simple. It has to go deeper, you know? And you'll go into this, but why is it important for you to truly understand why you want these things? Not just like on a soul level, you as a person, why you want these things, not just the idea of wanting it.
So you have to figure out who you are. Like, this sounds crazy, right? Like, it took me a long time, but I recall, like, I look back in my life and I start like breaking down, why did I do this? What made me do this? What made me wear this? What made me say this? What made me act this way? What made me cut my hair this way? What made me grow my hair out? What made me have a beard? What made me, lift weights to be in shape? Why do I want muscles? Why do I want less fat? Why do I wear fitted shirts? Why do I wear shorts? Why do I walk the way I walk? Why do I talk the way I talk? Why do I want a big house? Why do I want a farm? Why do I want a ranch in Montana? Why do I want all of this? Mm-hmm. So it has to be a deep sense of reflection first, because before you dissect yourself, to get deep down inside, into your soul, into your spirit, right? Before you can do that, you don't really know. Before you do that, you come to find out most of what you want is for society. The truth is.
Yeah.
I can think about, I was giving an example, and this is not kind of related to dreams. I went to a private college when I first graduated high school. I didn't want to go to school anyway. Ended up in a private college. A lot of wealthy people there. I was not wealthy. No, I was far away from it. And so I remember going and buying polo shirts, like collared shirts, and khakis, and like Kohans. But they weren't real Kohans, right? There's just some other brand. And that's what I wore. And it pisses me off thinking about that. Because I didn't do that because I wanted to look nice. I was doing that so I could fit in.
Yeah.
I was 18, And once I truly fast forward in the future, once I found that out, like once I talked to myself and figured out why I did it, then I told myself I would never, ever, ever dress a certain way to please people or to fit in. I'm at a point in life now where I don't care to fit in at all.
Yeah.
Because I reflected deep down inside, I dissected that. It makes me sick in my stomach thinking about it. Mm-hmm. But I was young. It's not an excuse, but I was young. I didn't know better, right? For me, I don't do things for people, and that to fit in. Doing things for people, like helping people, is different, right? But doing things to fit in, or to get people's likes, or to get people's attention, I think for me, this is a big no-no, right? I've come to the point where if I do something, it's for me or my family. That's it. My community in different aspects, right? But it comes down to when I do something, it's for me and my family. Nothing else matters. I'm not doing this to please the person on social media for me to get likes. I'm not doing this to attract girls, right? I'm not doing this so my families look at me. My family looks at me and be like, oh, look at that guy. He's doing it. He's well put together. He dresses nice, and he looks like he's a boss, Mm-hmm. Or for friends of friends, it'd be like, oh, that's like Mo's a legit dude. No, I don't care for none of that.
Yeah.
Right? So that's just one example. Is before you get to the big things. Like, why do you want a big house? You know what I'm saying? Like, most people want a big house because they want to show all their friends and family, like, I got a big house. Yeah. It's a symbol. It's a status. I got a big house, 6 bedrooms, a pool, so-and-so. Now, if you really just like the house, that's different. But you have to be true with yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. There's no BSing, right? Why do you want a car? When I was growing up, I wanted a Mustang GT with the twin turbo.
Yeah.
Manual, all black. I like fast cars, okay? But thinking back at it, at that age, was it just because of the fast car? Mm-hmm. Was it? No.
Maybe to impress your friends.
To impress some folks.
Yeah.
That's the truth. You know what I mean? Now, of course, you might say, well, you're older now, Mo, like you're wiser and but I see this with 30, 40-year-olds. Like, oh, she has a Louis Vuitton purse, or she has this, or he has this, he has that. I want the same thing. Mm-hmm. So you're not doing it because you want it. Like a Rolex watch. I just want a Rolex watch. I don't care about nobody. I just want a Rolex watch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you think about it. Is it a sign? Yes. Is it a symbol, status? Yes. But I just want a Rolex watch. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's a goal of mine to reach as a businessman, right? Back then, I wanted a Rolex watch so people can look at me and be like, oh, he's wearing a Rolex. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so, because if you come up with a dream, and so I'm getting to this, I kind of went on a rant, but I'm getting to this point. If you want this big dream, right? This is not, we're talking about dream goals. We're not talking about regular goals. We're talking about something that you dream of. Like, this is what keeps you going. This is what you wake up thinking about, going to sleep thinking about, right? If you do this for others, to impress others, right? When I say for others, I'm not saying like I want a big house for my family. I'm saying when you do this for others, I mean like for impression or status, right? Amongst people, society. If you pick your dream for that reason, you will never achieve it.
Why is that?
Because what I believe is you have to do something for you, what you truly want deep down inside. Okay, I want a ranch out west. Well, nobody's gonna see my ranch. I'm not using it to show like, hey, people, look what I got. You're not gonna see it. It's gonna be some grass and some mountains. You're not going to see it.
Yeah,
it's not gonna have the biggest house on it, right? That's something I want deep down inside. That's out in the country where nobody gets to see me anyway, and I don't get to see anybody anyway. Okay, that's something that I want. Now, if I wanted to get like a big mansion, right, in a town that I live in, and I know a lot of people here, and they're like, well, Mo lives over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Am I doing that so the town and the people I know are like, oh, he got a big house. You know, he got a mansion. He got X amount of cars outside of it. You know what I'm saying? I believe if you're doing it for others, you will not work as hard as if you truly are doing it for yourself.
100%.
You know, you have to truly, deep down inside, be doing it for yourself, for your wife, for your family, for your kids. Like, deep down inside, you have to truly want it for yourself and your family. Because the journey, which we're going to get to, the work ethic required, the discipline required, you won't be able to maintain it. Because deep down inside, it's not for you. You're doing it for others, to impress others. So the purpose is not big enough. And if the purpose is not big enough and it's not for you, you're not going to work as hard to impress other people. You know what I'm saying? You're going to work so much harder if you have a desire and a dream, truly, not lying to yourself, doing it for yourself and your family.
Yeah.
You will be able to keep going. You know, and some people have that dream and desire and they still can't go work for it. That's how hard it is. So do you think you're going to work day and night, be exhausted, be mentally broken, be spiritually broken, emotionally broken, and do it so you can get more likes on Facebook? Absolutely not. You're not going to do it. So that's why I think self-reflection and dissecting, and this starts now with whatever you do now, with what you wear now. You know what I mean? Everything, what you wear, what you eat, what you say, what you post on social media, what you do. Think about why are you doing that? You know what I mean? Like this morning, this sounds crazy, but like I have this mug right now, and it's like a mug about a farm and a farmer. And I was gonna post it with some like music, and I thought to myself, like, is it cool? Yeah, like I have some content I can put outside, just whatever it is. I was on some country roads this morning, and it kind of matched, right? And so I went to post it, and I was like, man, why are you posting this? Like, am I doing this for the likes to get story replies? Because for me, it's like, what am I posting a cup of coffee for? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so I kind of came to the conclusion, maybe I was going to look for likes or story. I didn't post it. You know what I'm saying? Or me at the pool. Why do I need, for me, right? This is me. I'm not an influencer. I'm not a guy that's a fitness model or whatnot. I take a picture at the pool. I'll post it on social media. Am I doing it to show people I'm on vacation and I'm like, oh, I'm enjoying my day?
Yeah.
Like, hey guys, I'm enjoying my day, or I'm doing it to show my body? That's just an example, surface level. Which one are you doing it for?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the girls that like, oh, I got leg day in, and it's a picture of their butt.
Yeah.
Like, what's the picture for?
To get all them likes.
To get likes and DMs, or to show me that you got to work out? Because if you show me you got to work out, you can take a picture of the weights. You know what I'm saying? Or your log, or your you know, if you have like a Whoop or something that tracks a Fitbit or whatever it is, you can just show me that, post that, screenshot. But you show me your butt with leggings all up on your butt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or like, those are just examples. You know what I mean? Or you go to a fancy restaurant, and I've done this before. I will say it right now. I've done this before. You go to a fancy restaurant, and you have a nice meal, steak, blah, blah, blah. And like, I'm eating dinner with friends. Like, why?
Yeah.
Now, some businessmen do it because it shows like a kind of a status. And so people like to see, okay, that guy is a real businessman. He got the money to afford this, blah, blah, blah. Or am I doing it so people can reply and like it, you know, so I can get attention? In both ways, you're getting attention. Don't get me wrong. This is where people get confused. In both ways, you're getting attention. But am I getting attention to get more business transactions? Or am I getting attention to show people like, hey, look what I got?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I will admit, in business, I have to do certain things, right? I won't do something against my morals or ethics, right? To persuade somebody, right? This is business. I'm a sales rep. I'm an entrepreneur, right? This is part of business. But I'm talking about for the average Joe. Why are you doing what you do on a day-to-day basis? And if you are honest with yourself, which most people are not, you're going to come to the realization that you are doing most of what you're doing to please others, to show others. That's what most people, I would say it, bro. I would say 99.9% of people in today's society are doing things to show other people like, look.
That is 100%, you know? You know what's crazy? In this society, we're very materialistic, you know? And I remember as a kid, you know, as a teenager, right? From middle school to high school, right? As a kid, you already start feeding into this. It starts with like Jordans. Mm-hmm. Why do the majority of people want Jordans? Why do the majority of these kids wear Jordans? Is it because are they comfortable shoes? No. Is it because they look cool? Maybe some of them, they do get them because they look cool. You know, some of them do look cool. The majority of kids, they get it because if they don't get it, they're getting roasted, right? They're getting flamed because they got Skechers or whatever. Okay, now I want to fit in. Oh, I want to look cool, you know? And so I remember in high school, I got into it, right? I got into like shoes because they made fun of my shoes and all that stuff, right? And started getting into Jordans. I never bought a pair. And I'm happy I never bought a pair for myself because then I would have fed into it, right? But mentally, I did fit into it. I started knowing about shoes and all this stuff. And when I look back at it, I wanted all these shoes, not because I genuinely thought they were cool, but because I wanted people to look at me and be like, damn, look at Gio. He got the new fours. He got the new this, right? Mm-hmm. He cool. I want to date him, whatever. Or I want to be his friend, right? Look at him. But because of Jordans, right? So even as a kid, you start getting programmed like that, right? And as an adult, it just becomes bigger things. As an adult, you see it like in cars. People, like I hear the Dave Ramsey show. These adults, they're making like $50,000 a year. They go get a $60,000 car from the dealership, right? It's like, why would you do that? Why do you want something this luxurious? Oh, I like it. No, you're trying to keep up with the Jones. You're trying to keep up with the neighbors. Yep. You're trying to stunt at work when they see you pull up in a Cadillac. Yep. Right? So all these things like, but back to it is, if you really think about it, majority of people, they do things just to impress people, you know? Little subtle things, the way you dress, like I said, the way you speak, you know? A lot of people, they change the way they speak around certain kinds of people, right? And so like you said, the biggest thing is if you're not doing this for yourself, it's because when it's early in the morning and you got to get up.
Damn.
And if you really deep down inside, you do not want it, motherfucking trying to impress Stacy or John, that's not going to be enough motivation to get you up.
No, bro.
Right? To get the crust out of your eyes, drag yourself to your car. Wanting to impress those people will not motivate you enough. But if you in your soul, you want it, I want this for me. I want this for my family. I want this for my future family. You'll get your ass right up.
Yeah.
But if it's to impress so-and-so, who eventually it's they gonna fade away from your life, and who cares, right? That ain't gonna be enough motivation. Nope. You know, it's just a sad reality. But people do fall for it.
Yeah.
So you gotta truly know why you want it. Like, I'll give one example for me. I wanted to have like a nice car, right? A nice house.
I remember the nice car story.
And I thought, like, why do I want this stuff, right? And I remember I was thinking as a young man, right? Dumb. Yeah, so I can stunt on these B words, you know? So I can flex on these people, you know? I'm gonna be getting all these likes. All these people gonna be looking at me and stuff, right? And then did it ever, now, when it came to do the work, did the stunting motivate me? No, it did not. It didn't motivate me because I was just doing it to stunt, to impress people, to make myself feel better than others. Did I get it? No, because the motivation, the real motivation to want to work and want to achieve it and have that desire in your heart wasn't there. So if that ain't there, the rewards aren't going to be there either.
Nope.
So do you have examples of people that you see do things like that?
Man, I mean, there's plenty of examples, right? I mean, I'm one of them. We've all been there, right? I told you about me dressing up a certain way, wanting the Mustang, right? And all of this. Now I'm at a different spot, right? Now, like I said, I refuse to do anything to impress others. If I'm doing something, it's for me. Simple, right? But I mean, there's a lot of guys like I know. Some guys, and they're like going on vacation. They're young guys too, and they're posting about like they're going on vacations. And there's nothing wrong with this, guys. Don't make like Mo's like being extreme and whatnot. But going on vacations like every 3 or 4 months, and I'm like, bro, you're complaining about the bills, but you want to go on vacation and you want to post pictures about you were here and there. Like, or why are you going on vacation? I would say. Are you doing it because you want to go to vacation and enjoy time? Or are you going to vacation so you can show people you went on vacation? And you're going broke doing it. You know what I mean? And I know some guys that have done 3 or 4 vacations in a year, and I told them, like, bro, you might need to chill out. You're young. Like, save your money up. You know? Some people are like, no, live your life. They told you that. I don't believe in that BS. Live your life in your 20s. Well, motherfuckers, you hit 30 years old and then you have a mini heart attack. You have a midlife crisis because you realize you threw away 10 years. You didn't get nothing achieved.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying? And so people would spend all these time. And you see this all the time. I'm not going to point out any specific people, right? You see this all the time. It's like wanting to buy a purse, wanting to buy the new phone, wanting to get a new car, wanting to do that and this. And the truth is, it's because you're trying to show society what you got, because we are a very materialistic society. And if you have a very materialistic mindset to show others, then guess what? You're still in the same hole. Because it doesn't matter if it's for others now, right? It's not like I want a car for my lady, for my family, a house for a roof for my family, the best schools for my kids, right? Not because I want to be part of the PTA program and show them I can give X amount of dollars, or I live in a private neighborhood, or I have a private school, just so I can show the friends around me that look what I do for my kids and my family.
Yeah.
No, I'm doing this because genuinely that's what I want for my family, the best, right? If you have the mindset for others, you can acquire the car, you can acquire the new phone, the purses, you can acquire the money, you can acquire whatever it is, and you're still not happy. Because you're doing it for someone else, for their approval. As long as you're doing something for someone else's approval, you will never be happy.
Yeah.
Because guess what? People never are happy, satisfied. So it doesn't matter what you do for the most part. They're not going to care anyway. They're going to still look at you like you don't have enough. So if you're chasing that materialistic thing for society to like, oh, look at Gio, he got the J's, he got the car, he got the Mustang GT. Guess what? You get it. People are not gonna be like, oh, look at Gio, he got it, look at him, and you're gonna be like, yeah, I'm the man, right? It's gonna be like you don't have it.
Yeah.
You know, there might be some young girls like that think that's attractive, you know, and they're going to do it and they're going to hop to the next guy.
Yeah.
So none of that matters compared to if you do it for yourself. You know, if you acquire that stuff, then you acquire some of your dreams, your goals, then you will start feeling fulfillment. Like, I did that. I achieved what I went after. After my hard work paid off.
Yeah.
Now you start feeling good, you know?
Yeah, 100%. So one thing I want to say, like how you generally, whatchamacallit, want this goal is like obviously a lot of people's goal is to retire the parents, you know, or buy the parents a house, whatever the case may be. It's like, obviously that is one of my goals too, right? No, I don't want to see my parents work forever, work until retirement. And America, the way it's looking, retirement age is gonna be like 80 years old by the time they get there.
Yep.
But like, I want to retire them because I don't want to see them work, right? I want to pay them back all they've done to me, which is something you can never pay your parents back.
Yeah.
No matter how much money you got in the world, you can never pay what they do for you, you know? But at least I want to give them something back, you know? So like, this is genuine that I want this for them, you know? And this is not for me to post about it on Facebook. Look what I did for my parents, or to flex. I just want them to have the peace of mind that they don't have to stress having to go to work, that they can do whatever they want, right? If they want to play with the grandkids all day long and be with them and spend time with them, and that fulfills their heart, awesome. If they still want to go work because they don't like to be at home, awesome. But at least I gave them that freedom to do whatever they want, you know? And that is just an example of like, that is a motivating factor for you compared to wanting to impress people. And there's a saying that says, people buy things they don't need to impress, buy the things they don't need, they can't afford to impress people they don't like.
Yeah.
You know? I butchered it, man. It was George Carlin that said it.
Say the first part again.
It's like,
people buy things that they don't need to impress people they don't know. Something like that.
they don't like, yeah.
They don't like, they don't know. The whole point is people do things for people that don't even give a damn about them.
Very
you know what
true.
I mean? That's the truth.
100%. And so, know your why, right? Your why will motivate you, will keep you there. But once you know your why, right? You know what your goal is. You know why you want this goal, right? You've searched deep down in your soul who you are. Why do you want this? And it's not because you want to impress people, and it's not because you want the high of people looking at you. Now comes the obstacles with this goal. You know, there's going to be obstacles. There's going to be self-doubt. There's going to be trials and tribulations, right? There's going to be failures, right? And it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Because if it's your dream goal, it will not come overnight. It will take years and years and years, right? How do you overcome all these obstacles? What are some of the obstacles you will face? First of all, what are some of the obstacles you will face pursuing your dream goal? And how do you overcome these obstacles?
So the obstacles are more than you can count, right? But like you said, before we get to the obstacles, it's that goal. What is that goal for you? Like you said, what one of your goals is. So that's a goal with a purpose. Okay? It's not a goal just for the attention. So before you, the obstacles you're going to run into are going to be you doing the work. You seeing it. Can you see it? You know, if you can see it and you believe it, you can achieve it. Right? And so you have to get this goal first. The biggest obstacle is finding the true purpose of this goal. Finding your true desire, your fulfillment. What's going to find your fulfillment? Okay? And you have to dissect yourself first. You have to be a lot of self-reflection and honesty with yourself. You want to retire your parents, buy them a house. Mm-hmm. Why do you want to do that? Because you want to give them the freedom. Now, if you want to do that to get society's likes, then it's not happening because, you know what I mean? And so you have to find this goal with a purpose, with a huge purpose. You know, some people say, you know, I want to have a goal to build water wells in Africa. I want to help the people of Africa, the people that don't have water. I want to help the people that are hungry. I want to help the orphans. You know what I mean? And so this is a big goal. I want to build an orphanage, whatever it is. And so you have a true desire. You have a true purpose with this goal. And so this is going to create fulfillment for you. And before you get to the work, you have to find something that can get you to get going. Something that really gets you out of bed. You know what I'm saying? Something that gets you to want to work. And that's finding this dream goal. We're not talking about regular goal setting. We're talking about your dream, the fulfillment of your life. Okay? And so in order to start working on it, you have to find it. And finding it can be hard after you have to do the self-reflection and dissection, right? Now you find this goal, this dream goal. Mm-hmm. I want to retire my parents. I want to build an orphanage. I want to do, what are some other big ones that we can talk about?
I don't know, build like a charity for people.
Build a charity, a nonprofit. I want to, I want my wife to have the option to not work. I want to have the option for my kids to go to the best schools, get the best education. Generational wealth, right? Something that's going to last and take care of my family. I want to be able to, if I die tomorrow, my family would be set. My wife doesn't have to beg for money. My kids don't have to beg for money, right? They don't have to stress about it, right? Stuff that motivate you. Now, that's going to help you get going. Now, the hard part is the going part, right? The hard part is the truth about this. Those are some of the obstacles, the truth about these setting the goals. The truth about this is you might work day and night for multiple years and still not achieve it. That's just the reality of life. There's no guarantee and you have to be smart enough to understand this, and you have to have the mindset. That's why we sharpen our swords, mental strength, mental IQ, to understand this, that I may work day and night, but I may not achieve this goal. And so knowing that, how are you going to get up knowing that there's no guarantee? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How are you going to convince yourself to get up for the next 15 years, 10 years, whatever it takes, 12 years to achieve this goal? Now, if somebody told me, hey, Mo, if you work for the next 12 years, 172 days and 16 hours, whatever this ranch that you want, you will get it. Guess what I'm going to do for the next, whatever they told me? I'm going to do it every damn day.
Yeah.
Because it's guaranteed. It's guaranteed. Like, bro, you get to this day, you got it.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? If you tell me, hey, you tell somebody, hey, your wife doesn't have to work no more. But all you have to do is work 95 hours a week, 110 hours a week for 4 years. So here's the thing. Most people, like, even though I would tell them that, and knowing that that would be, for example, that's a guaranteed, some people still won't even do it.
Yeah.
There's a group of men that will do it, right? But in today's society, it's not 100% like all of them will sign up like, hey, I guarantee that if I would work that, because that's a lot of hours. You know what I mean? So the biggest obstacle is knowing that it's not a guarantee that you're going to achieve that dream. This is the biggest mental battle that you will face, is knowing that it's not a guarantee. The other mental battle is going to be getting up to work. I get up to go to work tomorrow, and I work 17, 18 hours tomorrow, okay? And after the 17, 18 hours, I have nothing to show for it. But I have to get up the next day and do it again. And the day after that, I have to get up and do it again. And I have to keep doing that. How do I convince myself to keep going? Because it's eventually going to pay off.
Yeah.
Because then it feels like I'm doing this for no reason.
Well, that way you just got to have strong belief.
You have to have strong belief. You have to have a strong mindset. That's the whole purpose of sharpening your sword. That's why you have to do it every single day. And another big obstacle is this. Some people these days, and this is I call BS on it, okay, is they want to tell you can have a work-life balance. Let me tell you something. For you to achieve your dream, there ain't no balance. Anybody that's achieved something giant, there's no balance. Mm-hmm. There ain't no balance. There ain't no regular 40-hour weeks. You know what I mean? The biggest obstacle is realizing that there ain't no part-time work to achieve your dreams. You have to be in overtime every damn day. And that only earns you a chance to achieve it. So how the hell are you going to get up every damn day and work toward it?
Yeah.
If you don't have a strong mindset, you don't have a true belief, and you don't have true passion, and you don't have a true desire for that dream. There's no true purpose to that dream. How are you gonna do that knowing that just what we talked about? These are just face value, like easy stuff that you can talk about. How are you gonna get up and do that to do it for somebody else for likes and shares? Let alone do it for your own family. Because most people say, I'll do everything for my family.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, most people are damn lie. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of work. People say it, but the work shows it. I shared a video today. Whatever your dream is, your work tells me how hard you want that dream. You want that house for your family? Okay, I'm gonna calm down. I'm getting hyped up. You want that house for your family? Show me how hard. We can just don't even do it. Don't even tell us what you're doing.
Yeah.
We can just evaluate your work. We just look at what you're doing for work every day. That would let us know how bad do you want it. People try to sugarcoat it and give me all this crap and BS. But Mo, I'm working. No, you're not. Quit lying. Quit lying to yourself. That's another obstacle, is lying to yourself. Quit lying to yourself. Your work shows how bad do you want it.
Yeah.
Are you sacrificing sleep? Are you sacrificing friends? Are you sacrificing events? Are you sacrificing holidays? Are you sacrificing meals? Are you sacrificing whatever it is? Because if you answered no, guess what? You're not going to achieve it. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Another obstacle, sacrifice. Are you willing to sacrifice? That's one of the hardest things. And I'll give you an example. I opened up an academy. And my purpose was multiple purposes. I'll be honest with you. But it was a dream of mine. And at my lowest, financially, mentally, health, spiritually, emotionally, I didn't have nothing. I just had the dream.
Yeah.
I had a business. I was negative. I wrote the plan out on a piece of paper. I had a lot of thinking and imagination because I was just sitting there all day. And I wrote the plan out on how to create it at 18 years old. Okay? And I kept thinking about it. And I kept thinking about why I wanted it. And I kept thinking about, this is going to make me happy. This is a purpose. Like, I wanted to do this to help people. And for 5 years, okay, thank God it happened sooner. Like, it happened sooner than I thought, right? It happened in 5 years. About 5 years after I wrote that plan down, I got the achievement.
Yeah.
5 years. And within those 5 years, I lost everybody around me. Every single damn person.
Yeah.
I
Why
lost.
is that though?
Because I decided to quit the bullshit. I decided to quit trying to impress people. I decided to quit trying to do things for approval of others. I quit. I deleted my social media. You know, this is like the third Instagram I got now, fourth Instagram I got. Mm-hmm. I would make them and I would delete them. I'll make them, I'd delete them. And I deleted it. I quit getting on it. And I started working like a madman. People still bring it up until today.
Yeah.
From back then, people still bring it up until today. How I acted.
Uh-huh.
And one guy told me a few months ago, he said, now it makes sense what you did to us. He made it seem like I did something bad. I just quit hanging out with him. You know what I'm saying? And
I mean, it changed.
That's what they say, right? And I quit hanging out. I quit going out to eat. I quit being with them, you know? And I lost every single person around me. I sacrificed my free time. I sacrificed my fun time. I sacrificed rest. I sacrificed sleep. You know, I sacrificed my friends. They weren't real friends, right? Sacrificed family, quit hanging out with family, even to the point of my own family, right? And I'm not immediate family, right? Even some of my immediate family, I quit seeing them because I was working so much. But after 5 years of day in and day out working, I got it done.
Yeah. So people always hear about this, right? And we preach about the sacrifice, right? And I saw it many examples in my life where I've sacrificed things. And it works, man. It really does work. But it has to be things that hurt you, things that you really want, you know? What do you got to say to people that it's naive, but to this naive thinking, and it's normal as a person, I can do all these things, right? Not sacrifice them and still achieve my dreams. Because I would do it. I can still hang out with my friends on the weekends, grind overtime, and it'll still happen for me. I can do the best of both worlds, you know? And that thinking is very common. And then you see people waste their time, 3 years, 2 years, 5 years. Then they realize, damn, okay, I do need to make the sacrifice. What do you say about just this mentality where I can have it all? You know, I don't have to feel that pain of sacrificing, not going to these parties, not going to these events, not going out to eat, maybe spending less time with my loved one, right? With my girlfriend, whatever. What do you say to this mentality that I don't have to sacrifice it, I can still do it, or I'm different, I can still make it happen? Because this is common.
It ain't happening. It's just simple.
Damn.
I'll give you the answer. It ain't happening.
Yeah.
And the biggest one is, people are not going to like this. Those people that act like they love you, those friends, those are your biggest downfall.
Why is that?
Because the truth is, your friends, they're not your friends. Those are your first haters. Those are the guys that envy you. Those are the guys that they want the best for you until you're doing better than them. Okay? And so I say F them motherfuckers. You ask me, right? You tell me you can't sacrifice your friends. Some of the people that were talking smack back then, until today.
Yeah.
Okay? When I started sacrificing my time with them, right? First of all, they don't reach out to me. They don't pick up the phone. Even to the point in the settings, they don't say hi. Even to the point where they went and gave business to somebody else rather than come give business to me. In the same field. We're talking about not like I'm going to Walmart. I don't got to go to a grocery store. But the academy. But you went to another academy. But you're my friend.
That's dirty.
What happened? Are you truly my friend? No, you're not. You know what I'm saying? And so this process made me realize, for the most part, there was no real friends for me. Now, some people are different. And some people that will say, like, no, you just have a negative mindset. And they're attached to this one person. Like, that's my friend. Okay, what you do with that friend? Besides drink, smoke, do negative things. Have they been there? Now, some people have true friends, don't get me wrong. Have they been there for you to help you up? Have somebody told you that they talk crap about you or showed you messages, they talk crap about you, but you ignored it? Oh, that's my friend. They won't do that. You know what I'm saying? Those people around you, not your immediate family, are around you to just kill time, to have fun. That's their hat. That's what, for them, that's getting through the day. All those guys, where were they? They knew I was on my grind. Not a single one. Only one guy right now is with me. And we know we have our life. He has his life. But we still stay in touch. Only one.
Yeah.
Where's everybody else? So if with no sacrifice, you're not achieving it. Why? Because you're going to go spend that day with your friends when you should be working on your dream. And when they tell you, well, like, really, you're not going to hang out with us today? Like, aren't we friends? then you feel bad and you go hang out with them when you know you should have done your work.
Yeah, they start guilt tripping your ass.
They guilt trip you. Or they start saying you're too cool or you're too good for them. You're too big now. You're Mr. Big Shot.
Yeah.
Why do they say that?
Well, they're envious because they know they're doing work that they should be doing, but they're not doing it.
They know your dreams, and true friends will push you to go do your dreams. Hey, I understand that we can't hang out tonight. Go do what you got to do. You're on a bigger mission. You know? You have to go out to movies every Friday or whatever it is to hang out with your friends. You're spending money that you don't need to be spending. You're wasting time that you don't need to be wasting. You're hanging out with negative people that don't want the best for you, because that's also the other thing, is who you hang out with. You want to be a top entrepreneur, you hang out with top entrepreneur. You don't just hang out with your friends.
Now, what if you don't know any top entrepreneurs?
You better get to know them. You better start finding them. You better start connecting. You better start putting yourself in place where you can find them. And you can find them. You can find them. You open your mouth and you talk, you can find them. You know? You can go to plenty of different groups and networking groups and get started. You know? But if you're going to tell me, I can still achieve my goals and I don't have to sacrifice my sleep, I don't have to sacrifice friends, I don't have to sacrifice, going out, you're not going to do it.
100%. I remember one time I was a young man. Well, I'm still a very young man. God bless me.
Young blood.
But I was much younger. And I mean, in a sense, like I was more immature, more naive. And I remember my brother told me, he said, man, in life, there are no real friends. I thought I had many real friends. None of them were here for me, right? When like crap hits the fan and you look for people scatter, They're not your real friends. Not even then. People don't last, right? And I remember thinking, and this is a very common story, right? Where it's like, and this is very common to people. You think you know better than others. You think you're the exception, the difference. Especially when it comes to dreams. People think they're the exception in dreams. Oh, these motherfuckers didn't make their dreams happen. I'm gonna make mine happen. But I remember I was like, he said, man, no real friends. He was like, it's only family. And even then, right? But only family will be there for you. So like, you either have acquaintance or they're real, right? They generally are good friends that they become family. So there's no friends. It's family and then everybody else. Yeah. I was like, nah, man, like there's real friends, man. I got real friends, right? Turn around. These friends ain't there for no more, right? And I thought it was gonna be, we gonna be homeboys for life and all this. You gonna name your kid after me. I'm gonna name your kid my kid after you. This is goofiness, right? But the biggest thing is, you see it all the time. People will sacrifice their dreams for their friends. Mm-hmm. Like even in the sense like, oh, I won't move out to, let's say you want to be an actor. I won't move out to Cali because I won't be with my friends no more. Or your friends just like, hey, we're not gonna see each other no more. Or even your boyfriend, girlfriend. Hey, I want to do this, but I'm gonna be away from them. I don't want to be away from them. Maybe I don't do it. And that's one of the biggest mistakes because the majority of people, friends, look at the past life, friends, girlfriends, all this stuff, no longer there. So I think that's one of the biggest mistakes you can make in pursuing your dream is giving that dream up for another person. And I think you see it all the time. And you do see it all the time. People give up those dreams for people. For people who ain't even worth a penny. That's the sad thing about it. Yep. Right? People that won't never make you as fulfilled as your dream will.
Yep.
And so all those obstacles are crazy. I think it's very true. What do you think about, and I think this is also very common, is that in life you start pursuing your dream and then reality smacks you at the fact that it's hard, that it's not going to come easy, right? And so now you start having like doubts, and now you start thinking, man, this looks like it's going to be super hard. Maybe it's just people get lucky, and I'm not getting lucky. Maybe I was born in an underprivileged household. Maybe those people that have achieved it, they got genetically better gifts, or maybe they started since they were kids, so they were built up to be that, right? They were groomed to be that. I started as later in life. All these self-doubts come into play, right? When things aren't necessarily starting to go well in life, especially here in America with the rat race. You start getting into rat race, you come out of high school, you have this starry eye. Everyone comes out with the stars in their eyes, right? Like, man, I'm so hopeful for life. Like, it's going to happen for me, right? Life happens. Maybe you're in college, right? And you get postponed 4 years. A lot of times, nowadays, college is kind of like, college is like...
It's fun time, bro.
It's fun time, bro. It's like, you got another 4 more years before you become a real adult.
Yeah.
Right? But you come out, you got these starry eyes. You get out to the real world, you're working. Things started getting hard. The reality of life is, oh, snap. And then people start feeling discouraged. Now you hear people saying, oh, the American dream is dead. They stole it from us, all this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. What do you say about that when those thoughts creep up and you start thinking these things, you know? How do you battle this big obstacle where the dream seems like it's just that? It'll only be a dream and it probably won't ever happen for me. Which is true. It might not happen, even with all that work. But how do you combat that thought and that falling into that rut of maybe it just won't happen?
So, I mean, we kind of talked about it earlier, right? Is that's just a reality. But again, this is the whole point of this podcast. It's to sharpen your sword. And physically and mentally. But this one is going to be mostly the mental aspect. Sounds crazy. I talk to myself every single damn day. Every day, I have to convince myself or remind myself. I don't have to convince myself. I'm convinced. It has to be a reminder. Okay? Because that's what I said earlier. It's because you stop believing, the gap gets bigger and bigger. And so as the gap gets bigger and bigger, it's like a GPS, right? When you travel, I don't know if you do this, and you have a GPS on your phone, and it says like you got 4 hours and a half left, or 4 hours and 45 minutes. You try to shave off as much time as possible. Mm-hmm. You start racing the GPS, right? Mm-hmm. And then you make all these stops. You got to go bathroom. You buy a snack. You get a meal. You get gas. And then at the beginning of the trip, it said 4.5 hours. You'll get there at 9:55 p.m. Mm-hmm. And then you end up getting there at 10:35 or 11 p.m. And I'm like, I get pissed every time.
Yeah.
I get mad. Or you see it changing and you start getting upset. And that's just like a small thing, like just us being competitive with the GPS.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So imagine when it's your goal, your dream, and it's reality, it's life. If I don't achieve this is what I'm stuck with. I'm stuck with this 9 to 5 office job. I hate the boss. I hate my coworkers. They're all negative. They're all bad. They spend their weekends killing time, doing whatever negative things they want. And this is how I'm going to live for the next 30 years. Missing my kids' ball games, missing my kids' school events, missing vacations with my wife. My wife is upset. My wife is not happy. We're fighting over the bills. We're doing this. We're doing that. And this is reality.
Yeah.
So you just start eating yourself up because the gap is getting bigger and bigger. So how do you prevent that? Like you say. Because at the end of the day, it's a dream. I tell people, you could live in the dreams. Like plenty of times, I had a good dream last night. And I'm like, man, that felt good. That was a good dream, right? Like, and you're feeling like good things happening, like it's almost real life.
Yeah.
You can live in that, live in it, or you can live the dream. You know what I'm saying? You can live in your dreams, which is when you go to bed, or you can live the dream, which is living a real life. Living your dream life. Those are your two choices in life. There's not many other ones. You live in that thing in your head, and if you live it in your head, when you are in your head, what happens? Anxiety, stress, depression.
Yeah.
Right? When you live in your head. Mm-hmm. But when you live it in life, you find happiness and fulfillment. So which one are you going to do? Which one do you want? Now, to live the dream is a mental battle every single damn day. I don't care how strong you are. It's a battle every single day. I have to convince myself every freaking morning. I have to remind myself every freaking morning, what is it that I want and why do I want it? Every morning.
Yeah.
I have a self-talk. Just yesterday, I was mumbling words to myself. I've been saying sharpen your sword, like I'm following my own motto. Like, Mo, keep going. Just yesterday, I was in the gym and I was like, man, keep grinding. Like, I was telling myself, sharpen your sword, keep grinding, keep hustling, bro. It's going to pay off. You're going to get what you want. You just have to keep doing this. One day you're going to wake up and you're going to be there. As long as you keep this up. As long as you're working 15, 18 hours, 20 hours every damn day, it's going to pay off. I'm not working 7 days a week for no reason. I'm not working 105 hours a week, 110 hours a week for no reason. You know what I mean? I'm not studying and listening to these guys for no reason. I have to reassure myself. I have to remind myself. This is one of the biggest things, is you talking to yourself. Because nobody's going to talk to you like that. Not many people around you.
Yeah.
I do it to you a lot. I know you get sick of me, right? Very rare you have somebody around you that does it. Nobody does it for me. Nobody. I'll be honest with you. Not a single person reminds me like, hey, you're doing this with a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
People tell me you work too much. I don't give a damn what you got to tell me about me working too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't help me. You telling me that. You think I'm not aware? You know what I mean? But it's you reminding yourself every day why you're doing it. And making yourself believe that you will do it. You will achieve it. For me, it was 5 years. For one of my first goals. Part of it is lying to myself, like creating almost an illusion, right? As part of it, you have to be somewhat delusional. There's no other way around it. You have to be somewhat delusional.
Delusional that it will happen for you?
That it will happen, right? Like, you have to have someone, like, some people are like, well, this guy's delusional to the point where, like, it's not happening. You have to be a little delusional to where you have to kind of lie to yourself. I don't know if I'm using the word correctly, right? To, like, convince yourself that it will happen one way or another. Mm-hmm. You know, but you can't just be delusional and not do any work. You have to have that with work ethic, with consistent action every damn day. You know, I don't even know if I used that word correctly. Maybe I should stick to the smaller words. But I woke up and I was there. It seems crazy, but it's like when you're in that zone, when you're locked in and you're working. Like, those 5 years, I have to, like, look at pictures. You know what I'm saying? I have to look at pictures of and I'm gonna see something if I can find it. Like, I look at pictures and it reminds me, like, oh damn, I remember that. Like, I remember being there at that time. You know, if I don't look at pictures, it's a blur. Those 5 years, a blur, because it was just every single day getting up and doing the same thing until I achieved it. You know what I mean? And next thing you wake up, you know, I have the date on this. This was 2018. Like, you can see it in my face. Like, I didn't look happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the wear and tear is on my body and my face, you know? And that day, I have to look at the picture. Now, if I just think about it, I have to really think hard to go back to that day. But that was a rough day, you know? But when I see that picture, everything comes back to me. So those 5 years was just me reminding myself and getting up and working. Nothing else mattered. And then, like I said, I woke up after consistent action day after day, and I had what I wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's you reminding yourself. It's you pushing yourself. It's you being your biggest cheerleader. You being your biggest motivator. You know, you have to be there for yourself. And that's why you have to have a sharp sword. Because if your sword is not sharp, it will not happen. It will not happen.
Yeah. It will break at the slightest impact.
That's it. The first obstacle you run into, barrier, you're like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah. Crazy. And that's why you see dreams end up in the graveyard.
That's why they go straight to the grave.
Crazy. So that fed a little bit into step number 4, which is, all right, you got your dream. You did soul searching. You know why you want your dream. You got these obstacles. You know obstacles are gonna come, and overcoming them. Now, you need to create a blueprint. You need to create a roadmap, right? So what is the roadmap they need to take, right? And obviously every industry is different. It has niches. But for the most part, the journey towards a dream, they follow, right? They rhyme. What is the roadmap to achieving these dreams?
The roadmap is like this, like a.
It's all over the place.
It's just scribbly lines, right?
Yeah.
It's like oh, I'm going straight, then I curve, then I come back, and this and this. Like this is you're gonna have to imagine that kind of roadmap. It's not like a straight line, smooth. You know, like when you're going far, traveling on a highway to Florida or whatnot, and you're on a highway for 250 miles, just straight shot. Right? So go ahead and expect the roadmap to be all over the damn place. Detours, bumps, wrecks, storms. You have to turn around and go back the other way. You have to make left. You have to go right. You have to go south and go all the way around, add 2 more hours to the trip. Imagine that as your roadmap. That's the first thing you need to go ahead and accept. The roadmap is not easy. That's the whole point I'm trying to get to. The roadmap is not easy. The roadmap is going to be very tough. Okay? So now the roadmap that you have to design depends on what your field is. Okay, what can we think about? And we can get very detailed, guys. So it can get very messy. We're gonna try to keep it basic level, basic. Keep it easy peasy, lemon squeezy. White belt level.
Yeah. Let's say like roadmap to becoming a black belt.
Okay, roadmap to becoming a black belt. All right. So for me, it started off, right? First of all, you have to get the intention in the mind and the guts to go enter a gym. Or at least research Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. We're going to talk about black belt and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Not no Haya stuff, okay? Not no karate, all right? Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So I need to research what Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is. I need to research after that, how can it benefit me, And now I have to convince myself that it's good for me. That's part 1. Easy, research. Number 2, I'll research jiu-jitsu gyms nearby. I did that. Now number 3 is calling or messaging. Okay? Which is the hard part.
Yeah.
But the hardest part is walking into the gym first day. I was terrified for whatever reason. I was so nervous. You know what I mean? 18 years old for jiu-jitsu. So nervous. Now it's going to the gym, entering the gym, having the guts, having the mindset, the open mind to go try a class. I try the class. I train. I get my butt whooped. I get humbled really quick. My ego gets smashed. Now, what does your mind tell you? And before the class is over, your mind is telling you, bro, this is too hard to stop.
Yeah.
You're breathing heavy. You're out of shape, bro. What are you doing here? You're embarrassing yourself. You're making a fool out of yourself.
This ain't for you.
This ain't for you. Then you got your some of these guys, their wife, girlfriend, mom, parents, friends. What are you crazy? What are you gonna do with jiu-jitsu? You're gonna be grappling and hugging on each other? So that's up front too. They're getting that pressure, right? Now you have to convince yourself that this is the right choice for me and to sign up.
Now you got to commit.
Now you got to commit.
Financially.
Now you commit. Once you commit, now the real work starts. What action are you going to take to convince yourself 10 years later minimum, for the most part, right? Average jiu-jitsu black belt is probably 10 years. Average, right? We're not talking about extreme hobby, extreme competitors or anything like that. For me, back then, it was like, man, I'm going to be a jiu-jitsu black belt. I knew that before I even walked into the gym. I'm going to do it. Why? Because I get to teach and help people. Because I could do something that not many people were able to accomplish. That's a big goal of mine. And the jiu-jitsu black belt, what did I tell you before?
It goes with you to the grave.
It goes with you to the grave. You know? Because of jiu-jitsu, I also be sharper as a sword. I would be confident in my abilities to defend myself and my family. I would be competent, so not just confidence, false confidence. I'd be able to do it. You know? And so for me, I started the visualization. I'm a black belt. I own an academy. And, you know, in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the professors line up in the front and we all bow in. They have the students in front of them on line. Then professors are in the front of the class and they bow in and everybody bows to each other. And I imagine myself at the front of the line with the professors, with my professor, Jonathan Border. And that picture never left my head. Mm-hmm. And I told you this before. For whatever reason, I don't know if this got created later on. For whatever reason, this is maybe the power of God. I don't know. I pictured myself in my current academy, in the same setting, the same exact thing. I don't know how that happened. It sounds crazy.
Yeah.
The same way we bow in, the same way we line up. And I picture myself exactly where I stand, bowing into my students.
Really?
The same thing, bro. The mats, the building, everything. The only thing is, what did I tell you back then?
You just couldn't see the faces.
I couldn't see the faces. It was just characters, bodies, blank face. So now I have my imagination. I've pictured like what I really want. I can see it. I can feel it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now we committed at the gym. Now I have my goals step by step. I want to be a black belt. My goal is to be a black belt, you know, in 10 years, that's not your decision. It's the professor's decision at the end of the day. You know, I'm going to train 3 days a week minimum consistently. Back then, it was Monday, Wednesday, Friday for me. 9 a.m., 10 a.m. 10 a.m., Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I did not skip a beat. I was the first person in the gym, last one to leave. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay? Now I'm going to take care of my body. I started eating better. I started working out. I started running. I started stretching. I started taking care of my body so I can make it to those 10 years.
So self-improvement.
Self-improvement, self-development. Physically and mentally. The mental part came from jiu-jitsu, for the truth. Jiu-jitsu, because I opened me up to listen to black belts, I started researching black belts and listening to them. And they all, for some reason, jiu-jitsu black belts talk about self-development. Mm-hmm. Jiu-jitsu black belts talk about making yourself better and stronger and smarter. And I listened to them and they had some words of wisdom. So that helped me on that path, you know, but it was a passion of mine to become that black belt. Why was I doing it? For myself. I wasn't doing it to post online that, hey, I'm doing jiu-jitsu, I'm a fighter, guys, so people can give me likes.
Yeah.
Got committed, started training, goal, action, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. Started taking care of my body, schedule of what days I'm going to train. Now I keep up with it. Now it's the process of upfront knowing the fact that a black belt's not going to come in 1 or 2 years like karate.
Yeah.
I have to be in it for the long run. I have to enjoy the journey. You know what I mean? I have to take time and enjoy the journey. You know? And that's jiu-jitsu is simple, but not easy, right? It just train.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, just train with purpose. Train.
Yeah.
You know? We can give an example of like, let's use another example, like using finances or like a employee kind of scenario. Let's see what kind of scenario we can come up with.
Well, let's say you're like a car salesman, right? And your dream is to eventually become the motherfucking dealer, you know, like become an owner as well, right? You don't want to just be the salesman forever, but you can make good money, but you got bigger aspirations. Like, for example, like how, like, if you were in those shoes, right? How would you go about to eventually turn around to be the owner, right? Because you hear all the time, like people, they're employees of a certain industry, then you turn around, they grind, and they become, boom.
Okay, that's a good one actually. That's a good one because you're involving leads. You're involving sales, money, right? Making money, leads, networking. You're in the job that you if you want to open a dealership, most likely you probably like it. At least you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Something you probably want to do, right? So that's a good one because now you're a sales rep. You're a car sales rep. There's a lot of car sales rep that make 6 figures a year actually.
Yeah.
Commission. You know what I mean? So now your goal is to open a dealership. So what is the one thing that you already can think of that you need to open a dealership?
Well, cars.
You need cars. How you gonna get the cars?
You need the money.
Money. You know? You need the money. Okay? Now, you kind of set a realistic goal and an unrealistic goal. I always like to do realistic and unrealistic. For me personally, I just like doing both. Realistic goal, I'm gonna do it in 5 years. Unrealistic goal, I'm gonna do it in 3 to 5 years. For example, maybe I just don't have any money. I don't have any handouts. I don't have a good credit score. I don't have good financial history. So I'm not gonna get a big credit loan or floor plan, they call it in a dealership, right? Floor plan is where they kind of finance it through the bank. They buy X amount of cars and they pay them back.
Yeah.
Right? Auto floor plan. I don't have nothing to show that I can get an auto floor plan for $1 million. I'm not making enough to get that, right? My realistic goal, is, 5, 8 years, 5 to 10 years to open a dealership of my own. Because I got bills. I got a wife and kids most likely, right? So I got to pay the bills at home. I got to take care of my family.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be saving as much as if I was single, right? And I had no responsibilities. I'm living like a frat boy or whatever with 4 other guys in the house splitting bills. No, you got a wife and kid, right? Kids or kid, whatever it is. So now you have to start the process of what? Saving money. Mm-hmm. Okay? And so you have, I'm going to try to open a car dealership in 5 years. 5 to 10 years, whatever it is. Okay? Now, meanwhile, I'm finding, and I actually already done this, but now I'm looking for the requirements of opening a car dealership in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Or in Mississippi. Now I look at the laws. Okay, you need for example, you need a lot. You need a building with the restroom, a usable restroom. Building, you need a sign on the building. And you need for example, space for 25 cars. It's like a requirement.
Yeah.
I don't know the X amount, but you need a requirement. Now you also need an auto shop in the dealership, or you're partnered up with the auto shop that's within 2 miles or a mile, 1 to 5 miles. This is the requirement. I don't know the exact distance stuff, but this is what I'm getting to, right? Now you need to go to the town and get it's called an ordinance where they kind of verify that this is eligible for a car dealership.
Yeah.
Okay. Now somebody comes and inspects the building that it's eligible for a car dealership. Everything is ready. Now you get bonded, insured, and licensed. You have to get a car dealership license. You have to get a sales license, sales rep license that goes to the auction. So you get an auction license. It's $400 application fee or something like that. And then you get insurance and bonded. And once this is set up, and if you want to do a floor plan through a bank, and I'm kind of just rough steps, guys, not necessarily in order or not 200% accurate. And then if you want to do a floor plan with a bank, then you show them you submit the floor plan details to the state. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm getting floor plan through Bank of America, and it's to be $250,000. Okay. Now, and then I'm talking about used car dealership, right? New car dealership is probably a different game plan. You have to get a franchise maybe, or connect with the,
Mohammed Toyota.
Whatever the dealer brand is. Now you have the floor plan. Now you register for, MSSA auction or whatever it is, or insurance auction. Then you start buying cars and you fill your lot. If you're going to run it by yourself or you're going to run it with the sales rep. Now you need a sales rep. So at least I know the plan, the steps needed to open a car dealership. Okay. I can go ahead and do that now. At least get the plan. Let me see. I think I have it here. I just want to pull it up just so to see.
So that's all like the technical advice. Kind of like the technicalities, the business wise. But before you go ahead and do that, right, and you hang yourself, you have to know the ins and outs, right? You have to know how to sell people, right? How to generate leads, how to have good customer service, good customer experience, right? Have the systems and the process in place. And you have to know the market in and out, right? You can't just be like a year or two in and, all right, I'm doing it, right? Because you're probably going to drown yourself because you don't have a good business model. You aren't a good businessman yet, right? So you have to build yourself up before you jump and you dive into the world, right? Into the dream.
Yeah. So this is basic. I just want to break this down for you guys, just so you can see like how we can start this, because this for me is already coming to life in my head. So minimum requirements for motor vehicle dealer license. So you need the license, right? So you need a place of business. So you need a facility. It must be at least about 300 square foot with restroom. Okay. You need a display lot, minimum 15 cars. Enough for 15 cars. Okay. You need a surety bond. You need zoning compliance. That's what it is. Not ordinance, compliance. Okay. This is just local zoning that you can use this property for a dealership. Now you need your business tax license. You need a financial statement. Okay. Just indicating that your net worth is at least $10,000 and it be CPA, licensed by a CPA, certified by official CPA. And then you make your corporation paper, your LLC, your S Corp, whatever it is that you want. And then you need your insurance. And then you need your service agreement. That's the one I told you about. You need a repair facility on the site. If not, it must be, let's see, they didn't even put an actual distance. I think they may have changed it. Within a reasonable distance from the dealership. Mm-hmm. Okay? You need sign. You need to take pictures of the inside of the building, outside of the building, submit it. And then you need, if you have franchise dealership, you need the letter of acknowledgement from whoever, like Ford or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Signed from them. And then you need your salesperson applications. All right? Conviction record, and then your floor plan form. That's when I said if you go through the bank or whatnot. Dealer licensing form, okay? Franchise vehicle dealer licensing form is $400. All right? For used cars. Salesperson fees, $35. Inspection fees, $400. So say $1,000 right there you need. You submit this you fill this application up, you send everything with it, you submit it to the state. Mm-hmm. Okay? So at least I looked into what the requirements are up front and what it's going to take me to get this done. Now meanwhile, I'm working at an ex dealership. Okay? And if I'm going to open a used car dealership, me personally, right? If I'm going to open a used car dealership, I'm going to work at a used car dealer. Because you have to learn the ins and outs of the business. Or used cars and new cars, yeah, they're cars. But there's tricks and games that I learned about the cars that's just a different ball game.
Yeah.
Right? Especially when it comes to used cars, the profit is a lot larger, from what I understand. Okay? So I'm going to work in this field. Now, most guys probably working 5 days a week. Okay? But 5 days a week ain't going to cut it if you want your dealership. Mm. For me, you hear it from me, right? Why don't I work 2 extra days, sacrifice some time with family, sacrifice time with friends, sacrifice sleep, work 2 extra days, okay? And use those 2 extra days. Say, for example, if those 5 days are enough to pay my bills and maybe have a little bit left over, which these days is hard to have a little bit left over. Mm. Say those 5 days are taking care of that. Those 2 days extra, I'm going to work those 2 days to save up to open my dealership. So Saturday, Sunday, for example, let's just use that. The dealership's open Saturday, Sunday. Whatever I make Saturday and Sunday is the extra money. I'll put that to the side. I don't touch it. That's for me to open my dream occupation. used car dealership, for me to live through that. And maybe because of that, my wife can leave her job and help me in the company. Just maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe my kids can have a job too. They can wash the cars when they're out of school. So I'm opening something up for the family. Something that we can all work in together.
Yeah.
Just an example. Okay? Maybe you don't want that. Maybe you say, hey, honey, you stay at home, take care of the kids, family, you enjoy your life. Whatever it is. But the point is, we get to decide that. Nobody decides that.
Yeah.
So now you use those 2 days to save that money. Okay? You have an estimate, realistic, unrealistic goal to the dates that you're going to open. Now you've looked at what you need to open. Now you're working 2 extra days, right? 2 extra days to save up money. Now, what I will do, me personally, what I like to do is I'll start going to other used car dealerships and I will look at them. Now, some people say, don't watch your competition. I don't give a damn about my competition in some fields some businesses I have. I don't.
Yeah.
Right? But you still need to keep an eye out because you may pick something up. They're like, okay, that's clever. I can use that.
Yeah.
This is the reality of business. So I will go to different car dealerships and check them out, just to check them out. So what are they doing different that I can use? Something interesting. Also, what I like to do is I will go to closed down dealerships, car lots that are closed down. And I would go and sit in the parking lot and imagine a car dealership here. And I'll go to the next one and imagine. So now I'm also imagining dealership. Now I'm looking at possible locations. Okay, possible locations. And I would already go ahead and, me personally, go ahead and start calling them and figure out what it may cost to get that location. What is the rent? What is the purchase if you purchase it, right? I suggest leasing it at first, not purchasing right out the gate unless you got that moolah like that.
Yeah.
Right? Leasing it until you find your dream location, the perfect location, or you build one, whatever it is. But there's plenty of leasable places that are very good locations. I would start calling them and just asking. And I would check in all different areas. Okay? Knowing what client, obviously matching the client that I'm going after. I should have said that earlier. Whichever client I'm looking for, I go to their area, right? Now I look at possible dealer locations. I go and look at them, even if it's 5 years ahead of time, just to do it. This is progress. It's progressive action. I'm learning. Every time I call somebody about a dealership, I'm learning. I call somebody and I meet him and I go inside the dealership. I'm imagining, okay, I'm sitting, my desk is right here. I'm sitting right here. I can see the customers. I can see my cars. Okay, a customer comes in, I get up and I go walk out the door. Hey, welcome to Mo's Car Lot, where we sell the best cars at the best prices.
Yeah.
For you, my friend, it's cash, in-house financing, 90 days, same as cash or whatever it is that you want to say, right?
Yeah.
1 year, 0% interest, or we do trade-ins, or I'll buy your car and I'll give you a good deal. Whatever it is. I can imagine me saying this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So now I'm doing that. So now I'm kind of making it a real decision. Okay. Now we can go to the smaller things. How do I get my sales in the car dealership? I can wait for customers to come. I can also go after the leads that are coming in, phone calls coming in. Okay. I can go after old leads in the system. I'll talk to a manager. I make a friend with the manager. Hey, can you give me the leads of the business? I want to reach out to the old customers. Not many people want to do this. Reach out to old customers. Let me get those leads. Okay. Other sales rep. Hey, what happened to your customer? Oh, they're not coming back. Okay, no problem. Is it okay if I get that customer information? But that's my customer. You can see where this is going. But you said you're not going to sell them. Like you said, they're not coming back. So what happens is some guys will say, okay, you can have that lead. Some people say, bro, that's my customer. So they change their mind because now they feel you as a threat. Okay, my friend. Hey, no problem. This is what I can do. Give me that contact information. Let me reach out to them. And if I sell them, we'll split the commission. Now I'm going after them. I'm hunting them down.
Yeah.
This is a different ballgame. Most people wait for the client to come or the phone call to come.
Yeah.
I'm not waiting. I'm coming after them. I'm going after them. So now you see what I'm doing. Now I'm pulling people's old clients or old leads, people that have come and showed interest in buying a car. From other sales rep, from the manager, the owner of the building, give me all of them. I'll ask for them because now you're going after them, right? I will post on social media so friends and family know that I'm selling cars. And I will ask them to recommend me. I will ask them to share my posts. I will post. People will message me. I will post in groups, okay? I will dress nice as a nice sales rep, car sales rep. I will study sales to make sure that my sales percent closing rate is higher than normal. I want to keep increasing that. I want to make sure I'm the number one sales rep, right? I want to study the game. I want to be obsessed with the game. I want to study on how I can get more leads, how I can close the leads, how I can get them into the door. Okay? So now I'm working.
Yeah.
I'm not waiting. I'm going after them. You know? Now this is because I have to output more because of what I want. Now this is hard to maintain, but I have to remind myself every day that I'll be the first one at the dealership in case somebody walks in. I watch the dealerships out here, and sometimes I'm like, bro, I would outsell all these guys.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think about going there to work just to try to prove a point for myself, right? But I see like people in the morning walking, looking at the cars, and the dealership is closed. And I'm like, bro, if I know that, I would be there. Me person. I would be there before they open up, waiting for these guys to walk in. Okay? Why? Because I want a dealership. I have to do more work than the average person to achieve something the average person doesn't want. So you have to output 10x, 10 times at least what the normal person would do because you want something so big. That's just a little example.
Yeah.
You know?
100%. Well, your work reflects your dream. It reflects how bad you really want it. You know, if you want the dream, but you're only working 5 days a week, you're not chasing them down, you're letting them come to you, then it represents that urgency, that desire for that dream is not there. And if that desire is not there, if you don't really want it so bad that you're willing to sacrifice all these things, right? And the sacrifice in a sense, like when it comes to brain power, you know, and action, exhausting yourself. Now you really don't want it that bad. And it won't happen, and it'll be a dream, and you'll tell your kids how one day, or you'll tell people how you almost had a dealership, but I chose not to, right? Or whatever the case.
Make up a lie.
Make up a lie, right?
Because you couldn't be honest and say, I just didn't have what it takes to do it.
Damn. Or that's a very hard pill to swallow that a lot of people will not.
Well, it comes down to it comes down to you didn't do what it takes to get it.
Yeah.
Why lie to each other?
Well, because that hurts you, you know?
Yeah, but let it hurt. Be honest. You know, but that's the truth. And that's where we go into again. This is where like you didn't like when I said that either. You're like, damn, that's true, right?
No, I was saying like, hey, people don't want to swallow that pill.
That is true, right? But like even you feel that. When I said that, I feel it when I say it. The truth is you didn't do what it takes. You didn't have what it takes to get what you wanted.
Yeah.
And this is why people have midlife crisis. You did not do what it takes to achieve that. You want that car dealership? Are you there first thing in the morning? Are you calling all the leads? Do you have the balls to ask the other sales rep for their leads or their old leads that they did not sell? Most people won't do it.
Yeah.
Do you have the balls to say, hey, that customer did not sell it, I'm going to get them? Oh, but that's my customer. Well, you didn't sell them, bro. You didn't sell the customer, I'm taking them. This is the way I roll. They want to start a problem about it? Okay, no big deal. Hey, chill out, calm down. Let's split the commission. Do you have the guts to even say that?
Yeah.
Or to even offer that? Or you just sit there and hope for the best, hope for customer comes? Because the customer ain't coming. You have to go get them. And that's what separates it. Your dream ain't coming.
Yeah.
You have to go get it. And this is day-to-day action. And you said something earlier about brain power, mental strength. For me, this is the hardest thing because this thing talks to you. This thing tells you, bro, you're exhausted. Stay in your bed. Like this week, I've been working a lot. I wake up 4:30. Today, like I snoozed so many alarms. I was so pissed when I woke up. It's like I was awake, but I was like zoning in and out. I got up 5:15. That's 45 minutes. I missed my morning workout because of me being too weak of getting out of my bed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no room for that. There's no room for error. That's the most exhausting part about the damn thing. You know? But I got to do what it takes. I'm not going to look at myself and my kids and say, your dad did not have what it takes to achieve the dream that he wanted.
Man. Crazy, right? And so this feeds into the last step number 5, which is action, right? No dream comes to reality without action, right? You cannot reap what you sow. You can't eat the fruits of a plant of a tree you didn't plant. You know? Hey, you can eat someone else's fruits, but for how long? It's not yours. You can't reap all of it. So action is your best friend. You know? There's this quote I heard a while back. It says, when you start having doubt, when you start having fear, anxiety, that right there is your alarm. You need to take action, right? So you talked about a little bit, but action. If you don't take action, right? If you let the fear, the anxiety take over you, what happens in your life when you don't take action? What happens to you? And what happens in your life when you do take action? Pursuing your dreams.
Well, I mean, we talked about this at the beginning, right? When you don't do it, I mean, that's where I think you get in your head and you start feeling down and you feel like there's no purpose in life. You feel like, you're not happy. The biggest ones are you're not happy. You're depressed. You're anxious all the time. You're stressed all the time. But the biggest one is lack of happiness and gratitude and fulfillment when you don't go after it. You know? I guarantee you somebody's going to listen to this and be like, yeah, I feel that. And growing up, that's what I felt. I remember at 18 years old, like thinking, why me? Why is this happening? I didn't see no purpose. Like, what am I getting out of this? I'm just working. I'm not happy. I don't want to do this. I don't want to get out of bed. This is what you feel. And this was at 18. I'm still young. I still have my life ahead of me. So imagine when this happens at 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and you have a family, and that comes up in your head. Because you can't crack. You got a wife and kids. How are you going to crack with that? And because you know that, the pressure's even more. The responsibility is even bigger because you don't have a choice now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think this is where people spiral out of control. Like they wake up like, damn, I don't have what I want. I don't get to do what I want. I get to do what was given to me. In some instances, that's what we get. I'm not living on those damn terms. I'm not doing it. Okay? So that's that one side, right? Like we said that at the beginning. The other side is when you go after it, at least you see some fulfillment. I'm going after what I want. I'm getting closer to it. And this is where the brain power is, right? This is where actions speak louder than words. This is the final step, is getting after it. The hard part of waking up, at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. or whatever the time that you want to pick. Some people will say, hey, 5 a.m. is not for me. I don't care. But I know that you're going to have to put in more time than the average person. You have to accept that fact right away. You know what I mean? You have to accept that face value right away. You have to put in more time and more work than the average person. Because if you don't, if you're going to do what the average person does, what are you going to get? Average results.
Yep.
So how you expect to achieve something big and you're going to do what's average? It's not happening. Okay? So the consistent action, the consistent discipline, that's where the fruit starts coming. What did I tell you at one of our meetings a couple weeks ago about skipping a day or...
Oh, if you skip one day, it'll set you back 30 days.
And that's just like a saying, right? You skip a day, it puts you back 30 days. You skip a day, it puts you back a month. It puts you back 2 months. Whatever you want to use. The point is, if you skip a day, it pulls you back. There is no skipping days. There is no, I don't feel like it. There is no, like, today's not my day. There is like, hey, my head hurts. You know what I'm saying? There is like, hey, this is a holiday. You know what I mean? There is none of that. So the action part is the part where people fall off when it's action for how long? Okay, they can do it for a month. They can do it for 3 months. They can do it for 5 months. They can do it for 6 months. I made a bet with a guy that I don't know. To train 6 a.m. jiu-jitsu. Okay? And it was a 6-month bet, 6-7 month bet. How far do you think he made? He did pretty good. I was surprised. I started doubting him. I started getting doubting myself that I'm going to lose a bet because I've never seen him do this. But there was motivation on the line. There was a big bet on the line.
Yeah.
And with this big bet, he still did not make it 6 months.
Damn, bro.
6 months. He made it 3 months. 3 months. And because of this 3 months, like he could have had something that he wanted that I would have had to buy. But 3 more months, he couldn't do it. So my point is, how long are you willing to do it for? Let's say Joe Schmo, these days, if I told them that you have to work 10 years, let's say average person, you have to work 10 years. Give me a goal. Just give me a goal. Nothing too wild, but give me a big one.
10 years to make 1 million.
10 years to make 1 million. If you work day and night, let's just say 16-hour days. And few hours Saturday, few hours Sunday, like 8 to 10 hours, 8 to 12 hours Saturday, 8 to 12 hours Sunday for 10 years. Would he do it?
Hell no.
No.
That's too much sacrifice.
That's too much. This is the problem. This is the final step. This is what decides what you will achieve. This is it right here.
Yeah.
Are you willing to do what it takes to achieve what you want? And what it takes is a whole lot of damn work. A whole lot of sacrifice.
Yeah.
A whole lot of heartbreak. A whole lot of emotional distraught, whatever the feeling, whatever the damn word is. A whole lot of exhaustion. A whole lot of mental battle. A whole lot of friends and family talking crap behind your back. Of saying that he's too cool for us, he's too big for us. The little whispers, right? A whole lot of this and that. A whole lot of losing friends. Are you willing to do that? Because if you do, God willing you do, inshallah you do, okay? You're going to be happy. Mm-hmm. You ain't going to care about those people.
Yeah.
You think I care about those people that aren't around me no more? I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I don't give a damn. Because they're not real.
Yep.
And if I gave up my dreams for them, you think I'd be happy?
You'd be miserable, bro.
I would be miserable if I gave it up for them. To just find out that they weren't going to be there for me anyway.
Yeah.
You know, and people don't realize this until years later. Years later. So the final step is consistent action. Every single damn day. For years.
Powerful. And what I want to say that is, and the path to journey is always, the journey of your dream is not going to always be sunshine and rainbows, right? There's always sacrifices. Like I said, it's a squiggly line. It's not a straight line. We're also talking to a buddy of mine the other day. He was saying how much it sucked, right? And he's pursuing his dream life. Like, damn, bro, this sucks. I'm like, yeah, it does suck. But now imagine your life 4 years ago, where you were at. Think about that life you were living.
Wow.
Now imagine your life right now. Which one would you take? You say, you're right. I'd rather still live this life.
Damn.
Like, there you go. You know? Yes, it is sucks, right? Yeah, it might get hard. But at the end of the day, you will be more fulfilled, even if this is tough, than living that previous life, that unfulfilling life, that pathetic, whatever you want to call it. Pathetic because it doesn't satisfy your soul. You know, maybe it's easy life, but it's not as fulfilling as a hard life where you're pursuing your dream.
Yeah.
You know? And so things will get hard, but do you really want to go back to where you were at? No, you don't. You know?
That's powerful. It's powerful. All right, guys. Anything you want to add, Giovanni?
That's it, man. Just get after it, man. It will pay off.
Guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Episode 24, pursuing your dream, guys. Pursuing your dream. Summarizing it, 5 steps, okay? Getting to what your dream is, okay? And this is going to be out of order, kind of. Pursuing, what is your dream? Finding what that is, okay? And self-reflecting, dissecting yourself to get to that point. And overcoming the obstacles. Overcoming the obstacles of achieving this, right? What the barriers are going to jump in front of you. Creating the plan. And the final and most important step is taking that consistent action, not just action. Taking consistent action every single day for many years until you achieve it. Okay? I hope rather sooner than later, right? But most guys will tell you this is a long process. Okay? I believe you can achieve your dreams. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether I believe you can achieve your dreams. You have to believe you can achieve your dreams. And you have to do the work. Okay, guys? So I hope you pursue your dream. And I hope you learn from this episode and get some gold nuggets out of this episode. And let us know, guys. Please let us know in our YouTube comments. Let us know on the Spotify comments. Let us know on Instagram. This all will help us out, and this will help us give you things that you're looking for and give you more value. So episode 24, pursuing your dreams. Guys, thank you so much for watching till the end. Please follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Please subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on Spotify because that will help us reach a larger audience, and we want to help as much as possible. Thank you guys for following us on Sharpen Your Sword podcast, and I will see you on the next episode on the podcast. Peace out, guys.